1972. A presidential election is less than 6 months away. Tonight, 5 burglars meet outside the sprawling Watergate complex with a simple plan. Break into the Democratic National Committee headquarters on the 6th floor. This raises the first of many questions to be investigated and answered by the final report. What are the burglars looking for? This is a crew largely comprised of Cuban Americans, ex-CIA agents flown in from Miami. They're on assignment for Howard Hunt, a former CIA operative, and G. Gordon Liddy. Both men worked for the committee to re-elect President Richard Nixon.
When we chose them, we went through their CIA training files. They all had done very well. They were remarkable guys. These are good people.
In a Gallup poll released May 1st, President Nixon has a double-digit lead over his likely Democratic opponent, Senator George McGovern of South Dakota.
You give us back our country.
Considering the president's lead, why do members of the committee to re-elect the president resort to illegal tactics? Midnight, Hunt and Liddy wait at the Watergate Hotel, while a locksmith on the burglars' crew opens the front door of the Democratic National Committee offices. Minutes later, he radios Hunt with the code message: "The horse is in the house." Translation: the men are inside. 1:30 a.m. The team's electronics expert wiretaps 2 of the office phones. A few minutes later, the 5 men exit the building undetected. Hunt and Liddy plant another man, Alfred Baldwin, an ex-FBI agent, at the Howard Johnson Motor Lodge across the street. Baldwin has his orders: listen in on conversations at the Democratic National Committee office and write down anything he hears. For the next 20 days, he monitors the wiretaps. What does the Nixon campaign hope to learn? 3 weeks after the break-in, June 17th, Hunt and Liddy gather their team at the Watergate Hotel again. They tell the men that one of the bugs is defective. Their assignment is to fix it tonight. Each man knows his job. Baldwin will be the lookout at the Howard Johnson across the street, while the burglars replace the bug at the DNC headquarters. Hunt and Liddy will keep in radio contact from their room at the Watergate Hotel. 1 a.m. After the last Democratic National Committee volunteer leaves, the crew enters the stairwell of the Watergate parking garage. The locksmith picks the lock on the building. Another man tapes the door open, and they enter.
They took tape, taped it across the spring-loaded lock so that it would not engage, and they could just bump their way in with their hip in and out.
The burglars walk up to the 6th floor to the DNC offices. 1:50 a.m. In the parking garage, security guard Frank Wills notices the tape on the stairwell door. He immediately calls the police. Why does the tape door cause such concern? 3 off-duty officers pull up outside the Watergate in an unmarked car. From his lookout post across the street, Baldwin studies the men. They are casually dressed and do not appear suspicious. Then Baldwin sees a light go on in the building. He tries to warn the burglars, but it's too late. Inside, the police arrest the 5 men at gunpoint. One of the burglars radios G. Gordon Liddy.
And then finally, we heard them. And what he said was, "They got us."
Police find almost $2,300 in sequential bills on the burglars. They suspect money laundering or counterfeiting and turn the case over to the FBI. Hunt and Liddy exit the Watergate Hotel discreetly. They drive away unnoticed. The next morning, the story of the break-in falls to 2 low-ranking reporters at the Washington Post, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. Ben Bradley, the executive editor, puts the local story on the front page.
It was a slow day. It was Sunday. It was a police story, and the only thing that made it interesting was the fact that it was at the Democratic National Committee.
But it doesn't generate much attention. In fact, the Washington Bureau of CBS News assigns the Watergate story to a young reporter named Leslie Stahl.
I had just been hired, so I was the real rookie in the Bureau. I think that they sent me to cover this was a measure of how insignificant they really did think the story was.